Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 23rd of May. So starting off looking at euro dollar, and where are we? Looks like it's continuing the downward slide. As I said yesterday, people are getting a bit buoyant on it, and the retail sentiment's getting buoyant, but technically there's little to be seen there from my perspective of anything worth buying. Now the movements are still very small, and well, that may be the good thing for anyone that's already buying into it, because you're not taking a big hit or anything. But it still, to me, looks like it's got further downside. Now it may get a double bottom bounce here back towards its daily pivot, but as has been for some time, the range here is pretty horrible. If we come back to the dailies just for one moment and click on the average true range, and you see we're down to 44 pips a day movement on average. Now that leaves very scarce sort of price action or potential for day trading. So yes, we could get into a bit of an overnight swing, more into a swing, and it may suit swing, and certainly the euro of recently has suited swing better than day trading. So where from here though? Well, as I said, maybe the near term back into near term bottoms. It's got from a daily the near term daily bottom there. Then there's the next one, and then the key one there into the monthly S1 pivot. Now we've got data out this morning that may move the euro, may move it a bit more normal. We'll see. We haven't already seen anything yet. It's just about to. It doesn't start to 8:15. There's me thinking it's already 8:15. There we go. 8:15, 8:30. We've got the French and German flash manufacturing and services data. So very key there. Important data coming through, and then 9 o'clock we've got the European number as a whole. But the two powerhouses will be the more significant movement, I would have thought, is normally anyway. We do have at 12:30 the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. Up until several months ago, I would have said they'll only say what Draghi said, but following his massive lie, I'll never forgive him. We have seen occasionally a little bit of volatility. It's basically died again now, but maybe it's just that one. Couldn't help himself. But anyway, let's see. But for now, it looks bearish. We'll see what is. It's really key to see if we can get some services, and particularly manufacturing, for the German economy. See if the numbers start picking up. At the moment, they're in contraction zone. Okay, right. That's the euro, the pound. So the pound dollar, pound continues in free fall, running further south here on the daily perspective, and well, I sit there and almost in hope of some sort of retrace to sell into, but it doesn't look like we're going to get one anytime soon. Well, there was one late yesterday afternoon by the looks of things, which I didn't get. But it's in the downward trend. Any rallies would be good. If there is a outside possibility, it could run up towards its daily pivot. If the data from Europe was really good, it may drag the pound with it to a degree. But to be fair, with Brexit going on, the only thing for the pound is really selling, but not at the lows. I want retracements to sell into. Okay, that's the pound. Dollar yen. We're seeing the bounce continue here, and we may see it run through this morning. There was more weak data that came out through the Asian session, low key but weak. So might see a continuation of that, the contraction of. What's I reading? I read somewhere Japanese companies. Japan's manufacturing PMI moves back into contraction territory. So it's not really had too much effect. Maybe what we're seeing here when we're seeing the pound and euro coming off and the yen coming off together, may suggest that money's going back to safety, potentially at least. So continue to run that way. And certainly from looking at this 60-minute chart, it would appear that for now at least it's running, the money's running to safety, and the yen is seen as safety. He chuckles. Right, Aussie dollar. Again, on the Aussie dollar, I'll just click on the average true range there, down to 43 pips. It doesn't make it a day trading currency from my perspective, so hence why don't even really look at it too much beyond. May as well just stick with this and the 4 hourly, because it's just not doing anything. Minute consolidation, if it starts breaking down the lows, yes, it's got further downside potential. Not particularly even good as a cross pair at the moment. Canadian dollar, again, well, this is maybe changed, because if you look at what's happened yesterday, it broke its trend line there for a moment on some half decent data, and then bounced and got back into range, and it's just range trading again. It's just running through this channel at the moment. Maybe the weekly pivot, I mentioned it yesterday and the day before, all week actually. Maybe it may give it a turning point, but for now there's dollar strength coming through these markets in the main, and it may just run through that. If it doesn't, well, then there's the potential for us to look at shorts to the downside. Okay, it's Canadian dollar, right? Moving on to the S&Ps. S&Ps, well, we've got this bit of a roll over, maybe continuing. It wasn't particularly good data, or soft, or it was pretty inert data yesterday. It came out with the FOMC. It was as pretty much said and expected there, so no real reaction to that yesterday. In fact, it rallied marginally and then just gave back and rolled over again, and it looks like it's going to continue in that way. So for me, I'm looking for maybe a retracement to sell into at some point. It's looking like it wants to head off back to the prior lows there that we saw on Monday. Yeah, that's where it's looking like it's targeting at the moment. Any change in direction and a strong movement, maybe there's the daily pivot untouched above at 28.58, and this can happen during the US session later, so is a thing to look for later. But for now, it's in a downward trend. Now, with all of these markets I've mentioned here, because the daily trend is started through the Asian session, it really may be that we could see a reversal early-ish morning. We'll see, but just bear that in mind. But for now, I'm pretty bearish euro, pound, yen, not yen, take that back, Aussie, CAD for the upside, of course. We'll see how things go, but maybe yen as well. I should say bearish on their dollar yen. Right, have a great one. Bye for now.